We have a talk today with my friends of Heartworkers. Hello,
Hi.
ma chérie, ça va?
Ça va très bien et toi?
Très bien. On attend Elodie.
Oui,
Um,
merci. Bonjour
this
à
is
tous.
this is so amazing because I have audience that speak French, Spanish, Italian, English. So I don't know. They want all the languages, so we'll see what we come up with this talk that we're doing today. So Elodie, send me your request so we can share the screen. Elodie, where are you?
She's saying she just sent you a request.
Let me see.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, so where is your request? Okay, I sent you. Where is it? Send it again. Send it again, please, so we can share the screen. Because I don't see it here. Let me see. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I already accept you.
Here I am.
This is amazing. I'm so happy to see you.
I'm so happy. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. Just this moment makes me happy, you know? Sharing
So,
it.
yeah, let me turn off the comments so I can see you. Okay, so people can make questions on the question mark
Oh, perfect.
when we are talking. So it's much better this way because I can see you both. So,
Thank you.
ça va, ma chérie?
Yes, so much joy. It's like, I feel Rossi because for those who don't know, we met in Egypt 3 weeks ago. And just being in this space with you makes me like travel again to Egypt. And I'm so grateful for that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for this idea, for this conversation that we had about this week and all the gratitude effect on the heart. So I want you to present yourself for my audience, and then this going to be recorded so you can share as well on your pages. And what I'm very grateful, and today the question is, what are we grateful for? And the gratitude effect, how much that affects the heart and how that shows in our lives. So Elodie, I'm so grateful that you came into my life and presented me Aurelie, because you both represent the happiness time that I spent in Paris. That was the most happy time in my life. And you represent that part of France, that part of history, that part of love that that connects so much. So thank you, and I'm very grateful for this, really, from my heart. So you can present yourself so we can know a little more about your work and what you do as a Heartworkers, which I love the name, and I love people that are working with the heart, because that's my major in neurocardiology when I work with the HeartMath Institute. And every disease comes from not healing the heart at the emotional level. So I want, this is your space now. So welcome.
Perfect. Aurélie, are you here? Oh, I think she has a problem connecting. Okay.
I'm back. Can you hear me? I had a
Yes,
connection
we can hear
issue.
you.
Yes.
Go on, Aurélie. I'll let you start first.
Well, hi, everyone. Rossi, thank you so much for setting this up with you this moment. I am so grateful. I wasn't in Egypt with the two of you, but I'm so grateful that our lives collided. I think, I'm grateful for this opportunity today to just learn a little bit more together how to be present, how to be more connected to our hearts, how to reconnect with our intuition. And those special gifts that we all have and that we tend to forget, right? When we incarnate in this body, is what we are teaching at Heartworkers. is all the tools that Elodie and I have developed for ourselves in, you know, the past 20 years of experience, I would say, when we had our own recognition of our inner power and our ability to connect to our inner source. And we have put together workshops and online courses and retreats in order to share those tools with all the people who are interested in reconnecting with their hearts, so that they find the courage they need to create the life they want. And the courage, you may know that the Latin root of courage is cor, that means heart. So yeah, just a little, you know, little nugget. Elodie, what would you like to add to what I just said?
I think we are all complete and whole and resourceful. So it's all about learning ourselves, getting to know ourselves, so we can develop the right tools. So when something triggers you, you know which one to use to really understand, get more understanding, awareness. Okay, this is triggering me. Should I like learn something about that? Is there like a need that is unmet behind this emotion? So it's all healing the heart, is like putting the lights, you know, when something triggers you, and like not being blind, having the courage. But you know, I've been through cancer in my past, and some people said, oh, you were so courageous. And also when I changed my life completely, and I changed country, and said, but you know, having a courage, just following my heart. So it's not as complicated when you follow your heart, you know, it's flowing. It's learning to surf with more ease on all the turbulence, you know, the big waves of life. So healing the heart is connecting to ourselves, to our inner resources, and yeah, getting more awareness and understanding. So yeah, so this is what we offer with Aurélie, and I'm very grateful for what we do, grateful for this space now, sharing this space with you. And yeah, I'm very grateful that we could develop. Oh, sorry, tell me.
No, that's amazing, because 20 years ago, I started this journey in coaching, mental training, and all this success, business, sports. And I felt an emptiness. Where's the heart here? When you coach, where's the heart? Where's the spirit? And then I'm so grateful, and this is our subject today, of finding the heart, finding the clue, the path that was connecting the mind, the brain, because are two different things, and the heart. So it's like three type of connection. And getting into neuroscience of the heart for me was a blessing, because I understood that the heart has neurons and memories. So coming, both the three of us coming from this passionate DNA of French and Italian, we're in the Latin roots, and wow, we are so passionate about everything, about life. Yes. So the heart has to process those emotions and, you know, cope with the information that we bring genetically, and the brain is trying to understand the heart and vice versa. So I understood the genetic part of the heart, which is the memory. So everything is so perfect that you're here with me today, because today, 10 years ago, a major impact in my life happened. And this is what I agreed to do it at 1 p.m. on my time, because at 1 p.m., 10 years ago, my husband left. He just left. He went, he didn't say goodbye. He just left, and left me with 2 kids. So suddenly it was like, what is this? And 10 years after, I can see that was a blessing, because he was my master, and he showed me the things that I'm studying and doing, and that's what I can help people right now. And that's why I can help women empower themselves and heal that wound that, you know, it's getting there and it's still triggering. So I overcame that pain, and now I can teach that. So that's perfect that today, 22nd of November 2021, I'm here with you at the same time something happened in
Wow.
my heart 10 years ago. So this is what I'm very grateful for. And I really thank you.
And thank you for sharing your story. And I think it's important also. I was going to say that I'm grateful today that I have a voice and I can express myself. And what you just did is amazing. It's a source of inspiration for so many women to share stories, because we can heal together by sharing our stories. We can heal together. And this is, I'm grateful for your story. And it has not always been easy. I mean, for me to express my voice, even to be here today with you. For me, it's like overcoming fear of like exposing myself. And but what we do, what we overcome, we do it for so many people at the same time, for so many women. So I'm very grateful that you're showing the way. You're helping us inspire Aurélie and I. We had an amazing talk with you 2 weeks ago, and sharing your learnings with us was precious gift. So thank you for doing it again today now.
Thank you, ma chérie. So what are you grateful for? What are you giving thanks today for from your life? That's why.
So what I'd like to add to what we are discussing is, and I think Rossi, you just really nailing it with your experience 10 years ago on this anniversary. Wow, that's powerful. And this, whatever pain and whatever experience you felt, you have mastered a way to transform it into a powerful learning that is informing the choices you're making in your life today. And I am grateful for that myself. I'm grateful for those difficult experiences that sometimes seems just too overwhelming, just too much. Just this morning, I had a very early meeting, and then my daughter didn't want to get dressed going to school, and I had our live, and then everyone was screaming suddenly in the house, and I lost it. And this experience right away made me realize what I was feeling, made me realize, oh, I did go too far. And then I could adjust what I said immediately. So I apologized. Oh, I said that and I meant that. I am sorry. When those experiences happen, I am myself growing in awareness of my own abilities and capacities and my own limits. And I felt it. I felt that moment was like, oh, that's a limit I can overcome. That's a limit I don't want in my life anymore.
That's okay. Correct.
And so I am grateful for those hard experiences that just always have a lesson to share.
Yes, and Elodie said something so important, and for support what you're saying is the voice. And when you said that I couldn't take it anymore, and you lost that, is because the expression is in the heart. So we're trying to control that, being the right mother, the right mother, the right perfect life, the role model.
Yeah.
Then when we lost that, we feel bad because we cannot be that way. It's the being, it's the human doing instead of human being. So for me, it was, when was the time that I couldn't express my feelings, that I had to suppress that? And if I suppress my feelings, that go into my heart, and I'm gonna get sick. That's the path. So because neurological, the brain and the heart had to cope with the situation. So if you hold it, if you don't express that, you're just retaining that cortisol and all these peptides that are, creating diseases. So sometimes this losing the event is necessary, even though it feels bad for everyone. Because if we don't release that, the cells are going to hijack us in a way, in a certain way, that we're going to lose it inside our body. So we just need to comprehend when we are getting close to those emotions, not to explode, or understanding that living in a family and coping with each one of our partners and kids and business partner, when we lose it, is because we are not expressing ourselves before. We're just holding that. And for women, and we were talking about that in Egypt with Elodie and so many things, that when we saw them suppressing, covering. Entering here. I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you say that again? We missed the last.
Yeah, it's people just calling and get the the line here. That when we were in Egypt, the women were covering themselves and not expressing that. So that was part of keep you silent. So for women in history, we are healing that part of being expressed, and that's more of we're so grateful to be born in this time, in this era of in each country, because we are right now expressing as women, we are expressing our love and our emotions. So we can be here with somebody. For example, if you need to say something that will help a lot of people, instead of, oh no, I'm not going to share that. I'm not going to share my story, Rosie, because you are so, no, I want to share my story because I can be an example for other women that happen the same and they cannot express that. So that's my way of supporting women to overcome any situation that is very harmful for them, especially in the families, in the way they were treated with the partner or the kids or anything. So that's what I'm here for. And I think that's to be coherent. That's what I work with Heart Math Institute, and I love it so much. When you are coherent with your feelings, your thoughts, your actions, and your words, you are creating the most amazing life that ever you can imagine. So that's what we need to learn as hard workers, because we have to be the byproduct of what we're teaching. So that's what I'm working on every single day. And I'm so grateful that we can share this with the rest of the audience, of the rest of the people.
And I think also it's about guilt and shame, that is so profoundly within us, guilt, like, oh, if I express myself, I will I will disappoint him. It's like he will reject me, she will reject me. So it's also healing that part of guilt that is profoundly like within us. So it's so when it appears and you feel guilt, it's like bringing so much love, to the guilt, and honor it, and just breathing through the guilt, breathing through the trigger, and release it. And I think this is with Aurélie and with you, Rossi, what we want to do is like giving the tools. Like, how do we do that? How do we release the guilt? How do we release the shame? It's not easy at all. So it's observing ourselves when we get triggered. So developing, cultivating this sense of observation. How do we detach ourselves from a trigger? This is not easy at all. We were not taught that at school. How do I manage my emotion? How do I breathe consciously? So there are so many tools that are not so difficult, and that are free, accessible at all times, every second. And this is what we all learned. I'm so grateful that we had the chance to learn those tools. I mean, Rossi, Aurélie, and I took like so many years of like triggers and feeling intense emotion, a lot of turbulence, like illness, divorce, and all of that. But we had the choice, and I'm grateful for our free will that we have at any instant. We have the choice. Okay, how do I react to that? Can I pause for a second now? So then can I, as you said, bring coherence now between my heart, my mind, or should I only use my mind and just react without thinking, without coming back in my body? Because the body is full of information for us. So by pausing, you can learn, you can gain data from your body, from your emotion, from your energy. So it's really, as you said, bringing the connection between all of that, the body, the emotion, the language, the thoughts. And I'm grateful that we have this understanding, and we will keep, as Aurélie said at the beginning, learning. I'm learning even now with you. We will keep gaining more and more awareness, expanding our knowledge to really come closer to our true essence, to really to be aligned at every moment with our hearts. It's like, it's a big deal. It's not easy, but I mean, we're doing what we can in every moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and it's, you said it, Elodie, the tools are not that difficult, but at the same time, you just said it again, it's not easy, because even if the tools are not necessarily difficult, and everyone can use the ones we have created, Elodie, right? I think by now, with all the number of customers and practices, they are accessible. We all have access to our own freedom, but we need to develop our own toolbox. So what works for Rossi and what works for Elodie and what works for me may be a little bit different. And the magic, and that's the reason why I think it's magical also, is because it's endless. So this quest, Elodie and Rossi, you're searching for, and we are searching for, and the coherence between the mind and the heart is an unlimited, endless search for full empowerment, freedom, and this I don't know what the word for it, but this I think it's freedom. This moment when you are completely coherent, okay, brain and heart, you are exactly where you want to be, doing what you want to do, saying what you want to say. That's the taste of freedom, and this is available every day in all situations of the day. And it doesn't have to be in a very special, exceptional moment. It's on a daily basis, available for all of us. And what we learned, so I'm going to talk about personal stories, like what I learned is, I learned that to access this, I needed a clear intention. An intention very well felt in my heart can help my brain create it in the real life. And intention can be again adjusted, refined, like customized with tools that we are sharing also at Heartworkers, like visualization, feeling what you want as if you had it, feeling what you want to experience in all the cells of your body, so that it tricks your mind and sends signals and messages to your brain that this is happening to you. And so at that moment, we're really the alchemist of our own being, where we can transform this energy, the energy that is going through us, into the one that will create what we want. And maybe, Rossi, you can tell us a little bit more about what happens in our brain at this exact moment.
This is so powerful that right now we're living at the end of 2021, we're entering in the heart consciousness, because the ego is like accepting that is not longer serving us from the brain. And that way of being, the egoic mind of trying to control things, they're not even working anymore for the planet. So when we work at the coherence level, you said the magical word that I do for my work. I do quantum creation. And quantum creation is the first thing that we do is the intention. So when you put the intention, you start to attract from your subconscious level because you're already projecting that from the prefrontal lobe, and not from the reptile brain or the limbic system that are still struggling with belief system that are already old, and the new belief system that is entering, because the limbic system is the one that always is hijacking your goals.
Yeah.
So when you visualize and you still have your grandmother telling you that never fall in love with men because they're gonna hurt you, that's an example. It didn't happen to me, thanks God. It just came up. However, that voice will trigger you the moment you visualize the perfect love in your life. Yes. So that the way this is hijacking your reptilian brain or reptile brain and your limbic system, you just visualizing that, but you have these triggers that are blocking you. Be careful, because you're gonna get hurt. So the second stage of the intention is the attention. What is the awareness that we were talking about? Okay, so this is coming. That person is coming into my life, and the awareness comes and say, be careful, remember what happened to your grandmother. So that voice is starting to, you know, at a neurological level, it starts to do like a lot of things inside our brains and heart. And then the awareness say, hey, that happened to my grandmother. I can heal that, and I can open and accept that my intention and my attention goes to my goal to attract the perfect soul for me in this lifetime, healing that part of the wound that I was always receiving from my grandmother and my mother about relationship. And that's the way with intention and attention heals. And then comes the action. You have to move yourself. You're going to be locked into your room. I mean, the love is not going to come. The love is coming when you make the first step and you heal the fear and the back wounds that are already there at a cellular level. So for me, working at the deepest level with the heart gave me so much power, and that's why I created all my programs, and all the people are working with me and presential and all over the world and now online, is teaching that tools that they are not even tools. It's just connecting with the heart. It's so powerful to learn how to connect and listen to your heart, like the song that I just posted. Listen to your heart, because the heart is always talking to us and we are not listening. You know, it's that intuition. I call it intuition from the heart. So when the heart is telling you things, and we, from the mind control, we don't want to listen. And that's magical, and it's beautiful. So I really honor you that you're doing your work. There's a lot of coaches working right now with the heart. There's a lot of people that are working spiritually, and they know. And the most important thing right now is for men. Men are opening their heart consciousness, and that is beautiful. We already experienced that, Elodie, with these amazing men in our trip. When they felt the heart, when they felt the connection. So it was completely amazing that they really are opening to this heart consciousness right now. So this is perfect. It's beautiful, because our soul intuition are guiding us to, hey, this is the time on the planet to do this work. So you are already doing it. And we honor you like this, you know, celestial beings, whatever you want to call them. We're honoring you to do the healing what humanity needs right now for the planet. So this is a major, major work for the rest of the world. So I'm very grateful for you girls. So
thank you.
That's great. So, what else do you want to add? We'll still have another 10 more minutes to kind of record this conversation and leave all this. I talked to Elodie as well that we really want to do a retreat or something in California for women. So we're just planning, you know, a lot of things that are coming for next year. So we'll see. We'll see what we do from here.
For sure we'll collaborate. I do think after the trip in Egypt that we just did, I have a feeling that there's an urge, as you just And that's why I think we're here, and just keep talking about the heart, keep talking about the intuition, keep talking that we can guide our life and lead our life with our hearts safely. Because why sometimes we don't want to follow our hearts? Because we're scared of changes. We're scared of the unknown. But once you connect with your intuition, you build faith, confidence in yourself. Because you try once, and you can just try just once, as a practical example, like, oh, I feel doing that. Just try and see what is the outcome. And slowly, step by step. And once you follow intuition, and the outcome that you get from it is like a learning, a wonderful joy, more happiness in your life, then you do it again and again and again. And I understand that it can be scary to follow your heart, your intuition, because sometimes it means you need to make adjustments in your life. So sometimes it's big, like us, Rossi, you and like divorcing, or, you know, Aurélie and I, we change, you said move country, we change careers. So it's not always easy, even for us, when we followed our hearts, you know. So I understand that it's not always easy, but it's so rewarding. So what I recommend to people that are listening to us, just try, just step by step, little, like, oh, I have intuition, but I should go right, or I should have a coffee there, you know. Even if it sounds like maybe stupid or not, just try to, what does it mean to follow my heart now, today, like today, after this call. You know, I think we need to be gentle with ourselves with this work, especially when we never learn to do it. So it's and then then we strengthen those like intuitive abilities, and we say, oh, it works. How can I develop my connection with my senses now? Maybe when you look at a tree in your street, when you walk, look at all the colors on the trees. You know, when you walk, and maybe what can I hear now? Because maybe if you develop your like senses, you can get more easily the messages of your intuition. So there's so many practical ways to develop your connection with your heart intuition. And so I really recommend people to keep learning and digging on their own. What does it mean for me to be connected with my heart? What does it mean in a very practical way? So, and this is also what we love sharing with the people around us that we meet.
Thank you. Beautiful. Yes.
Thank you, Elodie. A question a lot of people ask us is, but how do I know it's my intuition speaking? And so I think the first thing I'd like to say is, when you have a doubt, just forget it. Trust that your intuition will give you several times the same message in different ways, so that you can't actually miss it. It's going to reappear. Now, when it reappears, be smart about it, to recognize, to hear. We said, listen to your heart. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, we're talking about coherence between brain and heart. And so that's important too when you are listening to your intuition. Listen to the rational parts and listen to your intuitive part, to your heart. And how do you do that? By feeling. So this week, when we all going to be experiencing probably some interesting range of emotions, you know, we have an opportunity to feel those emotions fully, because each of those emotions has a precious insight, and precious information that is tailor-made, that is personalized, that is unique for our own growth and understanding of ourselves. And this can only happen if we are truly feeling it. And to feel, what do we need? We need to be connected to our hearts. So yes. That's why
the message that is giving you when you have that awareness is, what is this telling me that I still need to heal? Because if it's still coming into my life and showing me this as a mirror, I am the own creator of that situation. And I am projecting that into other people that are my reflection, that they're coming into my movie. as a protagonist of, wow, thank you for showing me what I need to heal. And that is precious because there is no longer the guilt, it's the ownership of the things that we need to heal. So that's why I started giving thanks to my ex-husband, because he was showing me what I needed to heal about being silent and not telling my emotions of what was going on. And that was my major healing process of, you have to be quiet, you don't have to share your emotions, don't tell this, be, step aside. No, my heart intuition was telling me, speak your truth.
Yeah.
Talk about what you need to heal. And that is so precious right now for what we are expressing, because we are showing the rest of the women how we did it and how we are still doing it. We're still learning. We're still being aware that the emotion is coming to talk to us. So what I do is just sit down and listen to my emotions, and I understand what are they talking to me and showing me. And this is so amazing. That's the way I teach, and I help other women to do it. And I have so beautiful groups I call tribes, mis tribus, tribes, which we are healing together. And we have a motto: if you heal, I heal. And we all heal. So that's the real tribe. That's a real group. That's a real connection. It's not about ego or competition. I was talking to Elodie about that. We felt so much connection on this trip. I think we did a healing at a very profound level.
Yeah, very profound.
So,
and once you take ownership of like what you create, of your reality, I think it's also how you release judgment for others, judgment for yourself, and then we bring more unity. That's what we call unity and less separation. And as like I just really, if I release a layer, because you never really know, I don't know if I can say I release my fear of abandonment, I mean, it's deeper, but I just had like in my life this experience, like I attracted that in my life, like kind of abandonment from someone. And I said, okay, I have an opportunity here. It's showing me something. I need to feel fully what it means. And I'm thankful for that person who helped me, like brought into my awareness this fear, but I thought I didn't have anymore. But I said, oh no, well, like now I still have to feel and go through it. So that's why I'm not judging that person. I'm just thankful for that person, for that trigger. That was my only way, my only possibility to be able to release it. I hope fully, but then we never know. I'll see in the future. But that's why, so what you just said, taking ownership, okay, I created that in my experience to be able to bring light and just to be able to heal. So, and when you understand that, you don't judge people.
Yes.
And this is like, it helps your body, it helps the collective, it helps, the people around you. And it's another way of handling, problem with people, handling relationship. It's always choosing, having the intention to choose understanding and love. And so that's what I wanted to add.
Yes, like you said, pas de problème.
Pas de problème. And then yeah, pas de problème.
Yeah. Pas de problème. Ladies, I am so thankful for this moment with the two of you, for the learning, the sharing, for the wisdom we're sharing. Elodie, I'd like to add one more thing to what you just said, is once we have fully accepted understanding and we are feeling and we are committed to feel whatever it is, we're committed to feel. We are connected to our intuition, and we only have really three main choices left: whether we change the situation we're not liking, and we're going to give everything we have with our heart to change that situation, whether we cannot change it and we decide to accept it without judging it, because judging is a waste of energy, so we're just going to accept it because that's our decision. Or if we don't want to change, or if we don't want to accept it, we're going to leave it, because we know that by creating this space, we're going to manifest something even more beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
The two of you for this moment.
So beautiful. I always walk through those 3 stages, or I go from, okay, if this is the denial, is the first stage.
Yeah.
Then I see, no denial, resignation. I don't want to be here. And when I do the acceptance, whoa, I master it. Because I went through the 2 other stages, and I asked myself, I don't want to be on denial. I don't want to, feel guilty and resignate that I have to live this. I accept it. And when I accept it, I do the quantum leap, and I step forward and I say, yay, I mastered it. I did it. And that's the way I celebrate every single obstacle or learning experience that I have in my life. And that's what I share. And that's what I want to teach. And that's what I want to keep doing. And I honor you for this precious moment we share today. And well, we can do it. You're more welcome to Quantyco. Quantyco is a family where I invite everyone to come and do this quantum journey of awareness, awakening from the heart. And we have a lot of things coming up, so we can still share a lot. So
yes,
I'm grateful for this.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this wonderful moment.
Yes, for you as well. So well, we keep in touch, and then I'm just posted, and I'm sending you for you also to share. We'll keep the work of the Heartworkers. So thank you very much for your
keep growing.
Your webpage is the heartworkers.com, and they have beautiful courses, and then well, we keep supporting each other. So thank you so much.
We keep creating together. Okay.
Thank you. Big kiss.
Thank you, Rossi.
Yes.
Take care.
Bye
bye.